John Trout, Cider Blossom Orchard. It is March 14th today. It's a cool day. It's about 40 degrees right now. We've had a lot of rain this morning, a little more rain on the way, and I wanted to shoot a quick video while I could out here, taking a look at some of the bud stages we've got on the apple trees. We're early. Just how early, not sure yet. I'm going to take a look today with you, and then we'll go back in and look at my notes from years past and see how we compare. Middle of March, I would expect a little bit of movement, but I know we're ahead of schedule. I did want to put on some dormant sprays today, but with the weather, I'm not going to be able to. Maybe tomorrow. I think it's supposed to clear off and be decent enough that I could put some dormant oil on. And if I do that, we'll shoot a quick video just covering that. That's basically the first spray of the year. So let's take a look at these bud stages. Okay, here we are on the gold rush tree that was just right behind me. And you can see, oh, that's silver tip is what I would call that. So the flower buds are definitely swelled and about ready to pop. Sorry, that's not coming into focus very well. Definitely about ready to pop here on Gold Rush. Seems to be the case all over the tree. The bright side is, it looks like there's going to be a lot of flower blossoms on this tree, which we could pretty much tell over the winter just how it was spurred up. Let's go take a look at a couple more. Okay, here is Crimson Crisp on the tall spindle, and you can see these buds are not as advanced as the Gold Rush tree we just looked at. It's pretty obvious when you compare the two. Sorry, that's not focused very well, but I think you can tell the difference. Here, still probably just approaching, or not quite at silver tip. Just not too far from it really though. That's Crimson Crisp, so it's a little bit later. Jonagold here, silver tip, pretty much all the way. Is that green? Nope, that's not green I'm seeing in there. This is silver tip, definitely swollen, but probably still not quite as advanced as we saw on Gold Rush. And here's another Jonagold right beside it. Let's move on. At Liberty, and it's not as far along, maybe as Jonagold. Probably slightly ahead of Crimson Crisp. Just swelling up and beginning to look like they want to burst out of there just a little bit. Definitely not as far along as Gold Rush. Gold Rush has got a crabapple background, so that might lend to it wanting to pop so early as crabapples tend to do. Let's go take a look at the Gala. Here is Gala, and take a look. We have got green tip on Gala. This is when you want to get the dormant oil on. You really don't want to wait too much past this. This would also apply to any copper that you're going to put in with the dormant oil for fire blight control. It would want to go right now is when you would want to put that on. I don't like going much past this. Of course, the weather's always an issue, and sometimes you just can't spray, but definitely green tip here on the Gala tree. This is a stark crimson Gala. So now I think we're gonna move in and take a look at some past data and just see where we stand. Look at the weather forecast maybe. Uh-oh, I see some mummified fruit back there. Do you see that? Get that off of there. I think on a previous video I stated this could lead to some bacteria into the tree. That was incorrect. This is more of a fungal issue in the tree. It would be this summer. So we want to get rid of as much of these things as you can find in the tree. And as I look, I see another one right there. You know, it's impossible to get them all, but obviously the more you get out, the better off you are. Okay, let's go have a look at that data. So it's been just a couple of days, and I'm down here in the den since I did that apple bud video. There, just looking at the different bud stages and where we're at compared to where we have been in the past, and just pulling up the extended forecast out about 10 days. We look good on temperatures, at least till March 26th, providing this holds true. We got a cold night here next weekend, here in about 6 more days, with a low of 29. No big deal there. So things look good to March 26th, at least with this forecast. And we'll see what happens beyond there. But as I got in here and started to look at some of my old data, this is my log from 2012. Really, I think I just started keeping notes in 2011 in this old computer here. So if I scroll down, this was a very warm year. March 19th, I wrote incredibly warm past 7 days. Every high temps in the mid-70s to the low 80s, 80-degree highs the next 3 days. Forecasted, Gala, Jonathan, Free, Harrelson, Liberty, a mystery tree I had, all were at half-inch green or better on March 19th. So that's 3 days from now. That was April 12th, or 2012, and that was really a disastrous year. I don't want to go to 17 yet. Let's look at 13. March 13th, I sprayed dormant oil. April 2nd, I was tracking degree days at that time. We had 20 growing degree days. Very cool nights. Warm day mixed in here and there. I had some crab apples breaking bud, but all the apple trees were still at silvertip on April the 2nd. So we're about 2 weeks ahead of where we were back in 2013. Where are we at here? This is 2014. On April 12th, a lot of trees were at tight cluster in pink. So that's, again, that looks like a pretty late year there, or maybe that's a normal year. 2015, April 1st, I wrote trees are getting happy. Most are 1/4 to 1/2 inch green. We're going to surpass that this year. 2016, March 21st, I did a dormant oil spray. Let's scroll down. March 30th, a little discussion there about pears blooming. April 1st. Looks like we were out on April 1st. Did I miss? Okay, March 20th. I wrote, we had an unusual winter, some cold and very warm spells. March had a warm stretch of 10 days, and the trees woke up early. On March 20th, we were at 1/2 inch green to tight cluster. And then things cooled off a little bit. So we are really probably behind where we were in 16, and that was a pretty good year because it didn't turn off cold after that. In 17, a very warm winter, I typed. Trees have awakened in early March. We were in a cold snap on March 11th, but trees had varying degrees of bud stages. And Crimson Crisp, I typed, was still asleep. And that's kind of what we noted here a couple of days ago. It was still asleep. Liberty was at 1/2 inch green here on March 11th. Gold Rush, which I had seen before was a late bloomer, was ahead of the game, kind of like what we saw the other day. And Liberty was right with it. So it's interesting to go back and look in the notes here and see where we were these years ago. I don't have 2018 and 2019 up on this computer here. I'll have to get those loaded in because it's a really good check to go back and be able to see where you were. So looking at this, I don't feel so bad about 2000 and